What up YouTube, my name is North Italia and this is my first YouTube video ever. And you couldn't already tell by the title, in today's video I'm going to be talking about how I overcame social anxiety and how it led to me building my clothing brand. I'm going to jump straight into this story, but before I do, let me ask you for one thing. If you enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe to me, it really helps out a lot. I'm usually on Instagram and TikTok, but I'm going to try and start posting a lot more YouTube videos. But with that being said, let's hop straight into it. Now 7.1% of the world's population deal with social anxiety. And I used to be a part of that 7.1%. But you may be asking, okay, where did your social anxiety come from? So let's take a step back all the way to my elementary school days. I would say my confidence was pretty good throughout my first 3 years of early school until this happened. I came home from school one day, I used the bathroom, and then I got ready to eat. I checked my phone and I saw a notification from my crush. Yep, your boy had risen elementary school if you couldn't already tell. So I checked this notification and the girl was talking about some, hey, I like you. You know, classical elementary school riz. So me being me, I got hyped, you know. Who wouldn't get hyped if their crush said that they liked them? So I texted her back, I was like, yeah, I like you too. And then she said, I'll talk to you at school tomorrow. So I was like, cool, whatever. I go to sleep, wake up, and I go to school. I kid you not, literally the second I walked into the class period that she was in, everybody in there was laughing at me. So I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on right now. Why is everybody laughing at me? And tell you why this girl was joking. Yeah, she was joking about liking me. And she showed the entire class that I said that I liked her. I don't know what kind of Disney Channel plot this is, but yeah, this actually did happen. So, you know, I wasn't even laughed at during class. My face obviously turned red. I was getting severely embarrassed. And that's where my confidence started to dip a little bit. That stuff carried over to my everyday activities in school, like presentations in front of the class. Anytime that I would have to present to a big class, I would automatically think of that one situation that I got embarrassed and I would be scared to present, which would lead to my presentation going bad and me getting embarrassed. Fast forward to middle school and now I'm trying out for the basketball team because I did play basketball in elementary school. Now, my confidence on the court was different than my confidence in school. At the time, I thought I was super good at basketball and I thought for sure that I would make the basketball team. So I go on with the basketball tryouts and I'm getting absolutely destroyed by my competition. A lot of people are talking trash because that's just how the game of basketball works. But that's not something I understood at the time, so I was letting all this trash talk get in my head, which caused me to play even worse. I didn't end up making the basketball team, and the people that I tried out against were also talking trash to me during school. I wouldn't say it was bullying, it was just casual trash talk, but that's the way I was perceiving it, so my confidence got even worse. And I would say at this point, late 6th grade, my confidence was at an all-time low. Anytime I would see somebody in the hallway talking with one another or laughing with one another, I would think they'd be laughing or talking about me. I would always have my head glued to my phone so I didn't have to look at other people in the hallway. And going back to elementary school, anytime I had to present in front of my class, I was super nervous. My 7th grade year was cut short because COVID, so I found out off-time training as much as I could and trying to get better at basketball. I was dealing with the same stuff I was dealing with in 6th grade, but now I was in 8th grade. Once that school year ended, I assured myself that I would 100% make my high school team. So that summer, I trained as hard as I can every single day to make sure I could reach that goal. And going into my freshman year of high school, I actually did end up making the team. I was 6th man on the freshman team, and I started out the season pretty well. But around midway in the season, I started turning over the ball a lot, and that's something that my coach brought to my attention. He told me that if I kept turning over the ball, then he would have had no choice but to not play me because it was putting our team in a bad situation. I understood that, but my ego and my confidence after hearing that did go down. And all my hoopers out there know this. Overthinking does not lead to good. So every time I'd be taking the ball up the court, I'd be thinking, damn, if I turn it over, I want to get taken out of the game. And that led me to turning the ball over and getting taken out of the game. So in just a few weeks, I went from having really good playing time to absolutely none. And once again, this is something that shattered my confidence. And when I did get my chance to play on the court, I could never stop thinking about what my coach said. Another thing that would bother me is when my friends came to the games and I would be worried about making a mistake in front of that. So the season came to an end and I decided to go to my brother for advice. He played college basketball, so I was assuming that he would know what he was talking about. So I went to my brother and I asked him, how am I supposed to stop overthinking? And how am I supposed to stop paying attention to the people watching? He told me that if I keep overthinking, I'll keep getting more and more stressed out and I won't be able to make the right decisions. As for not caring about people around me, he told me that everybody has their own life and nobody's really paying attention to you that much. So you need to stop thinking that all eyes are on you at every single second of the day and just live your life. Because everybody has something more important going on. They're not all paying attention to you. So I took those words and went and implemented them in my life. I spent the entire season grinding my ass off and getting better and better every single day. During my sophomore summer league, I actually played really good. And it was looking like this season I was going to get good JV playing time. Unfortunately, 1 week before the season started, somebody ran into me at practice and I tore my labrum. I went to the doctor and they told me that I had to get surgery and that I would be out for the season. This was honestly super sad. Like I was really looking forward to playing and then, you know, got injured and I couldn't do it. So I get the surgery and during my downtime, I was obviously super depressed. I literally could not do anything and I wanted to play basketball really bad. But a few months into my recovery, I took this downtime to improve my mindset. I still wasn't free from this social anxiety. It's still something that I struggled with. So over the last few months of my recovery, I studied how I could overcome social anxiety. And I remember someone saying finding confidence in certain things that you like to do will help you overcome social anxiety. So that's exactly what I did. I always loved art. I always loved to create things and I did get into the fashion space at the beginning of my sophomore year. But now I had an understanding of what I like to do. I wanted to go out and do it. This was before TikTok had the huge surge of random clothing brands coming out of nowhere, but I did notice a few clothing brands coming up on my feed that did interest me. But whenever I looked at a lot of these clothing brands, I never resonated with any of them. So the first thought that I had is why don't I build a brand based off my ass that people can actually resonate with? And that's how I came up with ODM. ODM stands for Opinions Don't Matter, and the entire purpose of the brand is to instill confidence in people through our clothes and help them overcome social anxiety. Because like the entire purpose of this video, that's one of the things that I struggle with. This jacket right here is actually made by me. The zip up says social anxiety is a myth, and that's the mindset that I developed over time to help me overcome my struggle. struggles with social anxiety. If social anxiety is a myth, then how can you struggle with it? Yeah, I know, that was super smart. The initial reason why I started my brand was to have an excuse to not care. If I have a clothing brand called ODM, then how am I going to care about what people think? But after a successful release, I had a few people in my DMs telling me that they struggle with the same things and that the principles of my clothing brand had helped them overcome that. So it made me realize instead of only helping myself, I can help anybody in the world who's dealt or is dealing with the same things that I dealt with before. And that's how I overcame social anxiety and ended up starting my brand. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. I'll go ahead and link my personal and clothing brand socials in the description. If you guys ever want to talk, just hit me up. Yeah, always remember, opinions don't matter.